Hey, welcome. This is James Wulfgar from CosAwesome Studios and Wulfgar Weapons, and I got a lot of questions on sort of how we attached our Space Wolves armor together. Is in lots of different pieces, and one of the things we did was we just used zip ties and clips. I'm going to go through a quick zip tie video for you. So you have everything from your standard zip tie. I actually like these because the heads of them are a little smaller than some of the other zip ties. Then you got a little bit longer zip ties. I always have a pocket full of these when I'm at conventions, because when I'm at a convention, something's bound to break either on my costume or somebody else's. I also like smaller zip ties just because they appear on you less. So if I have two pieces of armor zip tied together, you don't see it as much. And then you have these tiny, very tiny zip ties that I do love, but these do break sometimes. Then they also make a really long, I mean, they make way bigger zip ties than this, but I could probably put this together. I could probably make a bandolier out of this thing. Other things I like to do is when I'm working with zip ties, especially if it's down in somebody's costume or on an intricate piece that I'm trying to zip tie things together, a lot of times I like to have a set of needle nose pliers on hand. It's pretty easy to see why, because when you're pulling through the zip tie, you've got the zip tie in there. Sometimes you can't grab this piece with your hand or with your finger, but you can grab it like that and then pull. Say you want to take 4 cylinders and you want to put them on your bracer. Well, you can do it lots of different ways, just like everything in cosplay land, but one easy way of doing it is with zip ties. And for example, if I was going to put all 4 of these cylinders together, these are just hot glue sticks, but I just kind of zip tie these down together. They're kind of off a little bit. I can zip tie them down a little bit more. A lot of times when I cut a zip tie, I've seen people cut zip ties and they cut them way out here, and they're like, oh yeah, that's good. It's going to poke you. If you can, you get as close as possible on that, real close. And then the other thing too is you can take a Dremel and kind of knock that down if you need to or want to. A lot of times the other thing about zip ties is you want to make sure that however this is going to sit on your person, on a costume, you want to make sure that this part is not actually digging into your skin, because that's going to hurt. Now if you Dremel it down, it won't hurt as much, so that's good. A lot of times what you'll do is you'll just kind of put it over here, so there's that. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll try to hide it, so you don't see the actual zip tie itself very much, but it's not also touching my skin. Okay, so we got these together, and I'm going to put these on here. Now, I mean, I can use glue, I can use all kinds of other things, but this is a zip tie video, and actually zip ties are going to work a little bit better, in my opinion. So, what you want to do is you want to line those up how you want it. Okay, cool, I want my cylinders on my bracelet just like this. What you can do is you can go for the hole punch. Well, it's not probably going to make it all the way there. I want to put a hole here and a hole here, so then the zip tie can go through. I'll put another one on the other side. These aren't going to make it, so I'm just going to take a screw. A lot of times I'll just kind of mark it. Okay, one there, there, and there. So I have these 4 holes. I'm just going to go ahead and go all the way through those. This is why format foam is so nice to work with. I already have a loop with my other zip tie, so easy enough. Because this is going to be against my skin, I don't want to start the zip tie on this side, because that means that's where the head's going to be. The head's going to hurt you. So I'm going to go ahead and start that up. A lot of times what I'll do, if I have the room, I'm just going to go ahead and put both these zip ties ready. If you're going around things, you can take these zip ties and you can actually bend them. You can actually get to it easier, and then you can bend it again, and you can almost make it like a hook. So if I wasn't able to get to this back side, I could still hook it down in there and fish it back out. So now I can get to it. I do love that sound. That's on there nice and tight, and I can tighten it or loosen it as much as I want to, but now I have a bracer with these tubes on it. What a lot of people are probably going to say is, oh man, isn't that foam going to rip? That foam might rip. Well, A lot of times what I'll do is I'll go back in, I'll take my hot glue gun, and I'll just kind of put a little dab of hot glue on those holes on every side. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop these off. There we go. It's on there. Looks pretty good. Sweet. It doesn't hurt. I can wrap that around me. Now I've got, I don't know, some type of bracer with some type of things on here. The other cool thing is if I want to, I can just snip the zip tie and then all my material I can reuse or do something else with. So if it's something that you're not sure that you want to put it there, you can zip tie it in place and see what's going on. The only thing you're going to have are a couple holes here, but if you're battle damaging your armor, the holes aren't going to matter, they're just going to add to it. Just going to show you kind of how easy it is. I got my leather punch, pop a hole there, pop a hole there. If I want to, I can go on this outer edge. What I'm going to actually do is I'm going to go through and put the buckle back a little bit. You'll see what I mean in a second. I'm going to do the same thing over on this side. So pop, 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 and pop. So I got these. They don't have to be exact. A lot of the stuff I do, I just kind of do it. If it doesn't look good, then I'll fix it. Not how everybody likes to work, but it's how I like to work. So zip tie, going through here. Another zip tie, going through here. Bring it up through. And the whole reason I'm doing this is just to show you how quickly and easy this is. And I understand that you probably have all used zip ties before, or sometimes people call them cable ties, but if you haven't, hopefully you are learning something here. Okay, and even if you have, hopefully you're learning something. And I can tighten that down or loosen it however I want. I can pull those out through. So here I got 1/2 of one buckle done. And if I want to, I can actually tighten those more, but I kind of like to have it a little looser. And now I have a bracer I can put on my arm, put together myself. There you go. It's just one way of doing things. A lot of times I'll do this in a pinch if something breaks. A lot of people are going to want to do a nylon strap or elastic or something else. That's fine. I mean, obviously you can do whatever you need to do, whatever you want to do. But if you want to put these on with zip ties, go for it. Again, you might want to reinforce some of that. I could tighten these down definitely. There's a lot of loose area there. If I tighten it down, it would decrease that gap. Otherwise, I think that's about it for zip ties. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm on Facebook.com/Wulfgar Weapons or Facebook.com/CosAwesome Studios. And I'm James Wulfgar.